Hi friends, my name is Lindsay. I'm new here and I'm just here to read some Reddit stories with you, so let's get started. Am I the a-hole for kicking my sister and her newborn out because she keeps calling my dog dirty? So my sister, 32F, just had a baby and needed a place to stay for a few months. I agreed because, family. The only issue, I have a golden retriever, Max, who is my baby. He's well groomed, trained, and literally the sweetest dog ever. Golden retrievers usually are. From the second she moved in, she started making snide comments about how dirty he is, saying things like, dogs don't belong inside, especially near a newborn. Or he's covered in germs, I don't want my baby getting sick. Or can you lock him in a room when we're in the living room? I tried to compromise by keeping him out of the nursery, but that wasn't enough. She wanted to keep him out of the house entirely. She even went as far as spraying disinfectant on my couch where he sleeps. The final straw, I caught her kicking Max away with her foot when he came near the baby's playmat. I lost it. I told her if she had such a problem with my dirty dog, she can find another place to stay. She freaked out, called me heartless for prioritizing my dog over her and the baby, and left crying. Now my parents are furious, saying I should have been more accommodating. So am I the a-hole for kicking my sister out over this? No, because you were letting her stay with you out of the kindness of your heart. And honestly, the fact that she had the audacity to try to get you to kick out your dog from your house is ridiculous. Am I the a-hole for telling my fiance that she stinks? Possibly. I, 35 male, have been dating my fiance, 33 female, for 3 years. She decided to switch to aluminum-free natural deodorant since November. Not a fan of that. She saw on TikTok that aluminum causes breast cancer. She stinks. She showers every morning before work, but she works out after work, so she sweats a lot. She switched to a few other brands, but it didn't help. I have been sleeping on the couch, and she asked why. I told her that I love her, but our bedroom smells like a men's locker room. Ew. I can't stand the body odor. I know she has good hygiene, but this is unbearable. She got upset and said, it's the purging period and I have to be patient. I'm sorry, what is the purging period? Can someone please explain that to me? I may just be dumb, but I don't know what that means. Then she said, I guess you prefer the alternative, huh? Me getting breast cancer? Obviously not, but this is too much. She is so upset with me and she doesn't talk to me. Should I apologize? Was I an a-hole for saying she stinks? I want to say no because I know that the natural deodorant doesn't smell that great. But I mean, at least she's trying to do something. She could just never shower and never use deodorant, but I get what you're saying. I don't think I'd call you the a-hole here, really, especially if you were just, voicing your opinion. Seems interesting just based on the title. Am I the a-hole? Help! Is my 32-year-old sister reacting irrationally to a simple miscommunication, or did I actually say something to warrant her to yell that I caused an awful effing start to her pregnancy? Curious. I, 20 female, receive 5 FaceTimes all during my college classes, one of which was in the middle of my class presentation. My talking points were on my Mac. I text my sister, 32 female, dude, I'm in school, please stop FaceTiming. I FaceTime her when I get home and she says, I'm pregnant, with no expression on her face. I say, oh my gosh, are you excited? No response. She then says, I was so excited to share the news with people close to us until I told you, and I got the rudest response. I explained that I was in school and wasn't even thinking when I sent that message, and also that I hadn't had any idea what she was FaceTiming about, so it couldn't have been a rude response. Facts. She says, sorry I interrupted your life, and hangs up. I texted her explaining a play-by-play of what happened and that I had no ill intent when I sent the message and that I was sorry it came off as rude because it was never supposed to. She calls me yelling that I refuse to take responsibility. She would never treat someone with such disrespect, and I'm rude to everyone in our family, that I have caused an awful effing start to her pregnancy, that her husband has been consoling her all night because of my rude response had been eating her up inside. She's yelling so loud that my nephew wakes up and starts crying, and she says, "Great, now my baby's crying." Maybe because you're literally yelling? Yes. I text her saying, if you, as a now mother of two, can't handle with this simple miscommunication in a mature way, then that's simply a shame. Very graceful. Very graceful. Because it's like you're having a burning bridges level adverse reaction to a simple miscommunication. She calls yelling, "How dare you say such despicable things about me as a mother? Please tell me I'm not going crazy and that my tiny text message should not have caused her to have an awful effing start to my pregnancy on me." No, you're not crazy. Her response was a little over the top. Like, a little over the top. There's no reason she should blame you for an awful start to her pregnancy. If she's having an awful time, she's doing that by choice. Don't get me wrong. I've had 2 kids. Not a fan of pregnancy. Love my kids. Pregnancy's not for everybody, but if you're not enjoying it, that's not a reason to blame someone else. My husband gave his mom a key to our house without telling me, so I changed the locks. For context, I'm 32 female, have been married to my husband who is 35 for 3 years. His mom, she's 55, has been so obsessed with being involved in our lives. Like, this isn't just motherly love, in my opinion. She has opinions on everything. From things like what we should eat to how I should decorate. It's quite annoying, I bet, but manageable. I'm sure it's because my hubby has a really good relationship with his mom, which I ultimately love that about him. But last week I came home early from work and found her in my house. Not knocking, not waiting, just inside. Sorting through our stuff like she lived there. Oh no, absolutely not. Not gonna lie, my heart rate rose because I genuinely thought it was a burglar. LOL. When I asked how the hell she got in, she casually said, "Oh, husband gave me a key months ago. I lost it because he never told me. Never asked me, just handed over access to our home like it was his decision alone. It's our home. WTF." When I I'm sorry, that's hilarious. I love that you included that in the story. When I confronted him, he said something along the lines of, "She's my mom, I trust her." I stood on saying, "That's great, but I don't remember marrying your mom." A bit petty, but sorry, I can't just brush it. She hasn't been back since, and I still changed the locks late last week. I do feel a bit bad because it's not like I actually dislike her, but still, WTF, he thinks I overreacted. Tried to joke about it on Valentine's, but my in-laws are contacting me telling me how she's embarrassed, which, well, that makes the 2 of us. I've been thinking about it, but I want to know if I'm the a-hole for changing the locks. No, absolutely not. Like, he should have at least, like, talked to you about it. Like, communicated with you that he was thinking about giving his mom a key to the house. It's not his house. It's your house. Like, together. It's y'all's house. And you guys are married. So that should have been a conversation before he even had the key made. I would freak out too if I just walked in and saw someone in my house I wasn't expecting to see there. Am I the a-hole for wasting my ex's time because I didn't want marriage or kids with her, but got my new girlfriend pregnant? Based on the title, I'm going to say yeah, but we'll see if that changes. I, 24 male, was with my ex from when we were 18 until 22. Our relationship was good overall, but towards the end, we started having serious issues because she wanted marriage and kids and I didn't. I was upfront from the start. I never saw myself as a husband or father, and I didn't think that would change. She kept hoping I would change my mind, but then she realized I wouldn't, so she broke up with me. Okay. So at least you were honest from the start. It sucked, but I respected her decision. She's wanted something different from what I did, and it would have been unfair to keep stringing each other along. She moved on, and so did I. A year later, I started dating someone new. Things moved fast, and about 6 months ago, she got pregnant. It wasn't planned. Well, I would assume not, since you didn't want kids. But after a lot of thinking, I realized I actually wanted to step up and be a dad. I don't know if it was the timing, the person, or just me growing up, but something shifted. I'm still unsure about marriage, but I know I want to be involved in my child's life and give this relationship a real shot. My ex found out through social media posts and she was pissed. She messaged me saying I wasted 4 years of her life and lied about not wanting kids and strung her along when I was willing to do all of this for someone else. She called me selfish and a hypocrite for refusing to build a future with her but suddenly being okay with it now. I told her that I never lied to her. I genuinely didn't want kids or marriage when we were together. People change, and sometimes it takes the right circumstances to see things differently. I also pointed out that she was the one who broke up with me because she wanted something else, and that was her choice. I never forced her to stay. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not. You were honest with her from the start, and just because, you are having this different reaction now is you're growing up and the reality hit you that you are having a child. It's not like you planned it. It's not like you were like, oh, I didn't like this girl, but I like this one better. Let's start a family. No. It just happened that way. And I get why she's hurt. But also, you guys were only together till you were 22. 22 is kind of young to get married and know what you want. People change. Circumstances change. You grow up, meet new people. Yeah. But also, if she really moved on, what is she mad about? If she moved on with someone who wants what she wants, why is she mad at you still? Am I the a-hole for telling my mom not to babysit anymore when my husband changed his mind? I'm going to go with no. But I don't know the story yet. My husband is a lawyer and I'm an engineer. Ooh, good for y'all. We both have intense careers, but we wanted a second child. I was happy with our daughter, but he really wanted another child. We now have 2 daughters, aged 3 and 1, and I came back from maternity leave and my mom took over full-time caring for them. We both work full-time, so she takes them when we work. My mom is a nurse, but quit to look after our kids. I insisted that we should pay her the going rates for daycares in the area, which is around $1,500 a child. So we pay $3,000 for her to care for our children, cook for them, etc. She will also pick them up sometimes as we may need to be in the office early. My husband complained a lot about how expensive it was to pay her. He makes $140K and I make $110K, so we can afford to pay her, but he thinks we are overpaying her and complained about it to her face. You couldn't have had that conversation in private? Anyway, my mom is not very confrontational, but she got very upset. I argued with him on this for months until I decided it was better for her to go back to work and for us to use daycare. Finding a daycare was hard, and now we pay $1,800 a child for daycare, and daycares obviously will not pick up your children, nor will they cook for them. We have less time now and at a higher cost for our children to be sick a lot during the winter season. So far this year, we have been sick as an entire household 3 times. I was on a business trip, and my husband was late picking up our children, which resulted in a $75 late charge, which my mom would have not charged extra for. Yeah. My husband is now demanding that my mom leave her job to go back to babysitting our children, but I won't let her because he did no research into the real cost of childcare and kept complaining how expensive it is even when I showed him. My mom, even part-time, makes $4,300 a month as a nurse, and I told my husband if we want her doing the childcare, we need to pay her that amount. Remember, we already pay $3,600 for daycare. He wants her to go back to the $3,000 charge and is angry and claims my mom is asking for too much for such a simple job and that a grandma taking care of her grandchildren is a privilege. No. I told her not to quit and him that she isn't demanding we pay her, but I feel what she is owed. My mom probably would do it for free if we wanted, but I definitely don't think this is fair. She needs to save for retirement and she has bills as well. Am I the a-hole here? Absolutely not. Your husband made a choice. He decided to throw a big fit and demand that you put the kids in daycare, not doing his research. That's on him. And honestly, I think it's great that you are willing to pay your mother what she deserves. Thank you guys so much for watching my first video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I will be reading those. Please let me know if there's any other topic that I should be looking into. See you next time, friends.